different areas. So it was too small. Decided they're going to make a small ghetto too. So on the other side of there was a main road going through, so they built a bridge over, and they put a small ghetto. They had about 15,000 people in the small ghetto. And they put a barbed wire fences all around the ghetto, put guard towers all around the ghetto. Meanwhile, the Lithuanians, as I was telling you, they were killing the Jews, unbelievable. I want to give you an example how brutal they were. From June 22nd, 1941, till end of January 1942, you're talking a rough capital, little more than 7 months. Do you know how many Jews those Lithuanians killed? Over 138,000 Jews. They were called the partisans, and they said the Jews were communists, and that they were killing us. They were killing almost 1,000 people a day. It was unbelievable. And one day my father worked for the stables, in the ghetto. They used to bring in food and things like that, the rations we used to get. Now in the stables also used to be holes in the ground years ago because we didn't have a refrigeration. So my father was working by the stables with my brothers. I was too young. They didn't have no use for young kids like us. So we were hiding all the time. In the walls, in the holes, in the ceilings, whatever we found a place to hide, because they were always out to look for kids. And my father found out one day that the Germans are going to come into the ghetto and look for kids. So he decided they're going to hide us in one of the stables, in one of the holes. So it was me, and I had a cousin. And the cousin had a little baby, 7-month-old baby, and another kid. They put us in the hole, one of the holes there, and they put boards on top of it. And then they put hay on top of it. It shouldn't be noticeable. The Germans come into the stable, they shouldn't see it. And we were there for a while. And my cousin had a 7-month-old baby, had asthma. And she started to wheeze. She needed fresh air. So she opened up the board to get a little fresh air. And while she was doing it, the Germans came into the stable. And they saw something there. And one of the Germans started to holler, Juden raus, means Jews out from the hole, with a mean, loud voice. And the little 7-month-old baby got scared and started to cry. The German soldier grabbed the baby from my cousin's arms, threw it up in the air. You know what a bayonet is? Okay. Threw up the baby in the air, caught it on the bayonet. And was twirling it around like that. He was laughing heaven for killing that baby. The blood was gushing out. And they were laughing. There were 3 of them, without a stop. And I figured that if I hang around after they killed them, the baby, they're going to kill me too, and the other kid too. There's no use for us. So I decided I'm going to run to the back of the stable. The Germans saw me running by the wall there. They started to shoot after me. They never hit me. I ran out to the door, jumped over the little fence, I jumped over that. In the back of that was a big outhouse. That's where we used to go, people from the stables to go to the bathroom. That's where they went. So I ran into that outhouse. And when I heard the Germans coming, looking for me, I said, if I stay in the outhouse, I'll be dead. They open the door, they'll see me. So I jumped into the waist, in the hole, and covered myself completely. And the Germans came in, I guess, opened the door, they didn't see anybody there, they left. Then my brother that was in the stables, he saw what was going on. And he went home. After work, he couldn't do nothing. Told my mother what happened. My mother was crying. At night when it got dark, I decided I'm going to go home. I was completely covered in the feces. And I came in, and when my mother saw me, she didn't care how I looked or how I smelled. She ran over and started to hug and kiss me. And she was so happy with her life. And I tell kids when I speak about this story, I tell them, you only got one mother and one father in your lifetime. You show them your love and your respect because they're irreplaceable. Never going to get another pair like them. I tell them, there isn't a day I don't think about my mother.
By the time Saul was separated from his family, he was among only 5,000 surviving Jews of the 78,000 that had once occupied the Kovno ghettos. He managed to stay with his father and brothers for 3 weeks at Landsberg concentration camp in Germany before he and 130 other young boys were taken away to Dachau.
We came to Dachau, we got undressed, we went in for showers. Now, after then we only wore civilian clothes. We came to Dachau, no more civilian clothes. They gave us the showers I told you. They sprayed us with DDT, like animals, for lice and things like that. And they gave us the striped uniforms, pajamas. And we were there for about a week. Then they came in again, rounded up the boys, put us back in the boxcars, 131 of us, and on the way going, somehow 2 boys broke open the floor in the boxcars and jumped off. Don't know how, but I know 2 of them jumped off. I didn't know about it. The Germans kept records. Everything that was going on. I just couldn't believe it. That's how I know the dates, because the Germans kept it from them. I didn't know what date it was. And one day we arrived in Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp. We came over there. We disembarked the boxcars. And they said we're going for showers. But actually we were supposed to be killed. That was the gas chambers there. And a miracle happened. Water did come out instead of gas. And you know what the miracle was? The Germans told their allies, if you give us 10,000 trucks plus coffee and sugar, we're going to pay you with 1 million Jews. And they gave them 48 hours to decide if they're going to do it. Now when our transport came in to Auschwitz-Birkenau, the 48 hours started at midnight. And when we came in, it was very late at night, and by the time we went into the gas chamber, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. And they honored their commitment for 48 hours. And we just told you, we went in, we got the showers, we got back our striped uniforms. They took it out from that camp into Lager A, okay? And they gave us numbers. Yeah, that's my number. B2858. In this camp, Birkenau, B stands for Birkenau, A stands for Auschwitz. This camp, they killed 1.5 million people. You'll never see a number more than 6,000. That stops. Auschwitz, you can find a number 150, 160,000. Not in Birkenau, because everybody that came there went into the gas chambers. The smoke and the flames were coming out from the chimney 24 hours a day, without a stop. And after 48 hours, they didn't get what they wanted, right? They came in to our barrack where we were, took out 69 boys. They went up and smoked to kill them. A week later after that, they took another 35. They killed them. Meanwhile, they needed labor to work in the fields because used to kill everybody there. And it was time to harvesting too. Didn't have enough. And They took us out from Birkenau, and they shipped